You're listening to the Feather and Bone podcast. Two witches talking about everything witchy and nothing at all. I'm Raven Wind, and I'm in the doghouse.
And I just can't even.
This is take 2 of this podcast because I did that thing where I thought it was recording, but it wasn't really recording. And she's quite mad at me. She still brought me grapes in her titty bowl, though.
Like, how long were we talking?
Like a good, 30 minutes.
If I hadn't offered you grapes, we wouldn't have even known.
I know.
Shame.
I am not infallible.
Infallible.
See? The fact that I used the word, that I pronounced the word wrong is proof.
No.
That I fuck up. I fuck up a lot.
I don't fuck at all.
That has been a trend in your life recently. No sex.
I'm going to join a convent.
Now you know what my life is like. So, okay, it's October, guys, and we're going to do, every podcast this month. Of course, the first week of October was the Second Sex podcast, so that one doesn't count. We're starting the October-themed podcast right now. We're going to talk about Samhain today. Next week, you guys will be able to learn about the different types of witches and witchcraft. And then we'll do some podcasts on ghost and ghost hunting and other such fun October-themed joyousnesses. Okay.
Sure.
She's almost checked out of the podcast at this point. She's just I'm not redoing it. She's when we catch up to the point that I thought we were at.
No.
When I went to get you grapes because you're a hungry bitch.
You do need to eat.
I am eating. I'm eating vegetables and fruits all day.
I hope they can hear you eating that grape. Did you eat the big giant ping pong size one yet?
Just now. That was the big one that popped.
What?
It popped when I bit into it. So, and the whole thing with this Samhain podcast is that something happened to one of our friends.
And it angered us greatly.
It really did. It really did. Unfortunately, there are some people in the pagan community that think that their view on things, that's the only view that there is.
I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
For someone to get butt hurt because during the month of October people post funny Halloween shit, they are choosing to be an oversensitive douche.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I thought you were going to have more to say.
She's sitting there frantically chewing.
I thought he was going to have more to say, so I'll put a grape in my mouth. So,
you're let the animal in.
There's certain groups that, they feel... Did that cat really just run away?
Yeah, come on.
That they feel that their view on stuff is the only view out there. And they get really mean and nasty if anyone kind of goes against what they say.
Yeah.
And this other, what happened basically is that a member from that other group of pagans, it's I don't want to see any post about, stereotypical witchcraft type stuffs. And then called her out because she had put a meme or something of a witch with a green face. And it just made us mad that he would do that, or this person would do that to her. And
okay, I'm a witch. Mm-hmm. I'm not Christian or anything. I am all about fucking Christmas.
Yeah.
When it gets close to Christmas, like my whole life is Christmas. Like I'm
Yeah.
so excited. I've never had a single pagan friend say one word to me, which I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change anything, but I just don't understand why people have to act stupid. People are allowed to do what they want, enjoy what they want. That's why most people become witches, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, because you're wanting to be able to believe and practice and live the way that you want to live.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just, because she's a very kind-hearted person.
She's very sweet. She's not pissed off and angry all the time.
Yeah,
like we are yet.
she doesn't try to like cause problems. She doesn't try to make waves.
She just wants to live her best life and be left the hell alone. And then people still find reasons to get butt hurt.
Yeah, and then they take it out on her.
And it's ridiculous.
And we're not happy with it.
Exactly.
Basically. So
leave her alone. What's that video?
Leave Brittany alone. Leave Gwendolyn alone. I'll say it. Leave her alone. It's fucking ridiculous.
I like her a lot.
We want to see her, stand up to these people and just be like, you know what? Fuck off. Your opinion doesn't matter. Fuck you. And
well, that's the thing about her that they don't realize, though.
Oh, yeah.
She's real sweet.
Oh, yeah.
But she's like, people aren't paying enough attention. Like we know, I feel like I know her fairly well.
Yeah.
But people aren't paying close enough attention to realize she's getting real close to just letting it all out.
Yeah.
And telling everybody off. Like it's gonna be of epic fucking proportions.
I hope I'm there. I want to see it. I want to be like, woo, woo, woo.
You're gonna have your head bobbing.
Yeah.
You'll be doing the snaps in the air and everything.
I'll be like, and another thing.
So guys, I would tread lightly with her because she's gone through too much and she's been picked on a little bit too much. Where she's about to show you her true temper.
And I can't wait.
You're like, she needs to invite me over first.
Yeah, she shouldn't be attacked for shit she's putting on her own fucking page.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Her own fucking page.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. So we thought that we would talk about Samhain from more of just like a historical standpoint and like, the history of Samhain itself, not so much of, we're going to touch a little bit like on what people do today and how they celebrate it today, but this is more just like the history of. So, what fucking better, place to get your historical information than the actual History Channel. So the website is www.history.com/topics/holidays/Samhain. Samhain is spelt
Samhain.
because it's a Celtic word and they did not spell things phonetically.
Truthfully, I have no idea how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Everyone says Samhain.
But who knows?
But who really knows?
Yeah.
So, Samhain is a pagan religious festival originating from an ancient Celtic spiritual tradition.
The hell you say.
Mm-hmm. In modern times, Samhain is usually, and it's a Gaelic word, is usually celebrated from October 31st to November 1st to welcome in the harvest and usher in the darker half of the year. Celebrants believe that the barriers between the physical world and the spirit world break down during Samhain, allowing more interaction between humans and the occupants of the other world.
You're looking at me like, are you going to say anything?
Yeah. You're so upset.
I'm okay.
I didn't mean to, not record the first time around. I don't want to do this twice.
Twice
either.
So, spirits bother me year-round.
Yeah.
All the time. So, I can't tell you if it's easier this time of year or not. Because they never communicate when I want them to. It's always like when I'm naked in the shower.
Pooping.
What is it with you and pooping?
They've come to talk to you while you're pooping before.
I don't recall.
You've told me.
Have I?
Yes.
So then,
Pooping.
It's usually the most aggravating is when I'm trying to fall asleep.
Yeah.
I know I've called you bitching so many times. Because I'm trying to sleep and they're like, hey.
Yeah.
They'll even flick my hair, fuck with me, like poke me in the arm and everything, trying to get my attention.
I wonder if it's because, like, during those times, you're not focused on really anything.
I don't know.
Like, you're sleeping, you're dozing off, so it's easier for them to, to connect.
I don't even know why they try, because I always end up yelling at them.
Yeah.
Like, leave me the fuck alone!
Like, in the shower, because spirits, it's easier for spirits to communicate with water, like, in around water, so that makes sense. Now, while you're pooping, I don't know. Like, I don't know why they choose, like, that's the opportune moment.
You have poop on the brain.
When you're trying to wipe your anus.
What? I don't want to think about my butthole!
So funny.
But anyway, I have been told by other people that they can communicate with spirits this time of year way more than the rest of the year. Usually they're just, spirits are following me around like, please talk to me! And I'm like, leave me the fuck alone!
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of?
What?
That movie Frighteners.
I don't think I've seen it.
What? It has Michael J. Fox in it?
I might have, I don't know.
He's able to see spirits, and, like, everyone, like, makes fun of him or whatever, and, like, oh my god, I can't believe you've not seen Frighteners.
I don't know if I have or not.
If you haven't, you have to.
Then I have. She's rolling. Oh, I got the bogey. It sounds familiar.
Michael J. Fox is the best.
Was there a house in it?
No. It took place in a barren field. Of course there's fucking houses in it.
The field was barren.
Yeah.
You're such a dork.
It's like, was there a house in it? Like, every fucking movie has a house in it, except for space movies.
I remember him being in a movie that had a house, and I remember some, like, ghost-looking things.
Was the house, like, under construction?
I don't remember. Apparently the dog does.
Anyway. You need to watch The Frighteners.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
Maddie needs to watch The Frighteners.
No, she's watching a Jason marathon right now.
Oh.
She won't be able to sleep tonight.
Anyway, so we'll talk about ancient Celts. Ancient Celts marked Samhain as the most significant of the 4 quarterly fire festivals, taking place at the midpoint between the fall equinox and the winter solstice. During this time of year, hearth fires in the family homes were left to burn out while the harvest gathered. After the harvest work was complete, celebrants joined with Druid priests to light a community fire using a wheel that would cause friction and spark flames.
It was called Old Sparky.
Yeah. The wheel was considered a representation of the sun and used along with prayers. Cattle were sacrificed, and participants took a flame from the communal bonfire back to their home to relight the hearth.
What if it went out before they got home?
Could you imagine, like, walking, like, don't, like guarding the flame with your hand? Like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
Especially this time of year.
I was windy yesterday.
Yeah.
It was really fucking
You're
windy
driving
yesterday.
in the car, you're on the phone with me. You're like, oh fuck!
Because I was going over the bridge. I was going over the gorge.
Yeah.
And my vehicle, it does not have a low wind profile. Like, it's a big fucking SUV. And as I'm driving, the wind is like fucking... I couldn't wait to get off the bridge. It had me all over the bridge.
Do you realize it's almost bridge day?
I know.
God help us. The dog is upset about it too. Oh my god, this dog I had, she just... I don't know what to do with her.
See, what happened is last time she did that long enough and you gave her a treat. So now she's like, I will do it again. And she will give me another treat.
That sounded evil, that last little grunt. It was like, there you go, pet her for me.
Early text presented Samhain as a mandatory celebration lasting 3 days and 3 nights, where the community was required to show themselves to the local kings or chieftains.
The chieftain?
Failure.
Like streaking? Like show themselves like...
Well, I mean, like,
Ginger,
you had to, like, go before them.
Ginger. I went streaking before.
I bet.
In East Bank. You know where East Bank is?
Yeah.
Well, I was running naked down the street.
Why?
We all decided to go streaking.
Was it just girls or boys and girls?
Well, it was just girls. And then and it was late. Nobody else should have been out there. Except a bunch of hoodlums that were up to no good. We start running. We're like down the street from her house. And there's a whole group of guys that we knew that were on the basketball team. We turned around and took off running so fucking fast and got back to her house. And then one day at school, when they asked us about it, we all denied it. We were like, we don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
Like, what kind of person do you think I am?
Be like, you smoking the marijuana?
The marijuana cigarette. Yeah, so I've been streaking.
No, they didn't present themselves nakedly.
They might have.
Well, maybe.
They might have lubed up for it.
Hey.
They might have glistened in the firelight. You don't know.
Greased up like a pig at a Appalachian festival.
At the Burgoo Days.
No, we didn't. At the Burgoo reunion, we used to roast a hog, but we didn't grease them up.
What do you want?
She wants another treat. She whined like that before. You gave her a treat, so now she's going to bother you till you do it again. But anyway, so they would have to present themselves before the kings or the chieftains. Failure to participate was believed to result in punishment from the gods, usually illness or death. There was also a military aspect to Samhain in Ireland. They would prepare holiday thrones for the commanders of soldiers to sit on, and then anyone who committed a crime or used their weapons during the celebration faced a death sentence. Let that fucking sink in for a second. So you have these chieftains and like commanders of soldiers watching. So anyone that like committed a crime or used their weapon during the celebration, they would then be killed?
Yeah.
So would you then kill the killer for killing the... You know, like...
What if it wasn't murder?
Murder?
Murder. Dun, dun, dun!
I don't know. It just seems weird. Some documents, because we talked about like it was supposed to be like 3 days of, you know,
look at this.
Just whatever. Yeah, you put it on your tongue and it leaves a tattoo.
How do I know which side? This one? That one? This one?
Well, you can try one. If it doesn't work, it's the other.
Well, I'm going to do it. Oh, what about my tongue barbell?
She has a fruit roll-up that has like the tattoos. Because that's so sexy.
How long?
I don't know. Yeah.
I got a tattoo?
Yeah. Anyway, we talked about how like it was like 3 days of people making tattoos on their tongues. No. 3 days of people just like, you know, having a good time. There are some documents that say it was actually 6 days. They would do 3 days leading up to Samhain and then 3 days after. But mentioned 6 days of drinking alcohol to excess, and they would typically drink meat or beer along with gluttonous feasts.
Can you imagine all the diarrhea going on?
Well, back then, I'm sure diarrhea happened for other reasons, too. Like,
dysentery?
Yeah. Like, that seems to be like like a word for us recently. It's like we're all about the dysentery.
Well, we're waiting on the Offspring shirt to come in.
Yeah.
That says you have died from dysentery.
Like from the Oregon Trail game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Samhain monsters.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooga booga.
Ah. Because the Celts believed that the barrier...
I thought you were saying the barrel.
Yeah. The barrier between worlds was breachable during Samhain. They prepared offerings that were left outside villages and fields for fairies. For the fairies. It was expected that ancestors might cross over during this time as well. And Celts would dress as animals and monsters so that the fairies were not tempted to kidnap them. Because of course, you know, they believe that like fairies would come take your baby.
Well, I mean, seriously.
And like replace it with a changeling.
What's so bad about being kidnapped by fairies?
I think it depends on... See, that's another... You need to read Laurel K. Hamilton's series
But that's fiction.
Well, but she does a lot of research and like talks about like the fairies and stuff. But it's the Meredith Gentry series, and it's all about fairies and like they're not always nice things.
Well, neither are people.
Remember I was telling you about that one character that had all the tentacles on his chest? Did I tell you about that?
I'm pretty sure. Maybe.
And Mom was
Tell me again.
Mom was reading it and she thought it said testicles instead of tentacles. So she was imagining this guy with all these ball sacks hanging off his chest.
Did she like the idea?
No, because it was so funny. Because she was like, because it comes to a point where like she talks about like how one of his tentacles and like the sucker on the tentacles like gets on her nipple, and that's what that's what my mom was like. Like
she's like, his testicles have suckers on them.
She was like, wait, that's tentacle, not testicle.
Wait, stop. She was making out with this tentacled fucker.
Yeah, Meredith was.
And he stuck his tentacle on her titty?
Yeah. One of his tentacles.
Where'd the other ones go?
Can you imagine?
No.
Like, Clitterton Town.
Clittered. I don't think I'd be okay with that.
He's a dark underlord.
Then he should be able to put his tentacles away.
But it's the Meredith Gentry series. You need to.
I don't have any credits right now on Audible.
I don't know if she has those on Audible or not.
I don't really have enough free time to actually read.
She has two. Like it's kind of like the Anita Blake series where she has multiple lovers. Same thing in this one, but like the two main lovers that she one is called Darkness, and one is called Frost. One is very dark, and one is very light.
One has a cold dick.
Frost, yeah.
That, I could see that being convenient in the summertime.
Yeah, be like, oh goddamn, baby, I'm hot. Get your dick over here.
Rub your cold balls on my face.
Yeah.
On that note, I'm going in the kitchen.
Yeah. Talking about Samhain monsters, man. Some specific monsters were associated with the mythology surrounding Samhain, including a shape-shifting creature called a puka that receives harvest offerings from the field.
I got a puka that needs some offerings. I'm sipping my tea like Kermit.
Yeah. Nothing's been offered to my puka in a while.
We talk about our
That wasn't run on batteries anyway.
We talk about our pukas all the time.
We do.
If one of us ever got laid ever again, we'd have to come up with new conversation topics. Because right now, 90% of our conversations are...
Well, it would just turn to how great the sex was or how not great the sex was. Nothing's worse than disappointing sex.
I know. You get all worked up and excited, and then it happens, and you're just like, well, fuck. It's like, that was disappointing.
Anyway.
Usually the guy's happy, though. But...
It doesn't take much. Just a warm, wet hole.
Jesus Christ!
Like, that's all they need.
Well, I do know some men that have standards. Not all men have zero standards.
They're few and far between.
You're like, I haven't met them.
Anyway.
What was it we were talking about earlier? Somebody masturbating with peanut butter or something?
Yeah. Because I had that boyfriend who would special order his peanut butter over the internet.
Yeah.
Because, like, he was a peanut butter snob. And you're like, I bet he was masturbating with it.
Oh, yeah. What if he got peanut butter, like, in the hole?
In his dick hole?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder how he gets that out. Like,
I guess you just pee.
The dog disagrees. Maybe a Q-tip.
I don't know.
His mom might have helped him get it out.
He was like my Jiffy peanut butter, like my Jif peanut butter was not good enough for him. When he would come to my house, he would bring his own peanut butter. Like, and he was like, you got to try this peanut butter. I'm like, it's fucking peanut butter.
Didn't you try the peanut butter?
I did.
Didn't you tell me you couldn't taste the difference?
I couldn't.
Seriously, leave me alone.
I tell you, I do like Jif peanut butter, but like Mom had bought some like Great Value brand, and it actually tastes like Jif.
See, I can tell the difference between
Jif and others.
Between Walmart and Jif.
Can you?
Yeah.
I couldn't. Anyway,
I can.
I prefer Jif. So okay, we're back to monsters. There was also a tale of the Lady Gwen, and she was a headless woman dressed in white who would chase wanderers. And
she got angry because they were mean.
Yeah,
and she went and murdered all.
They
of them.
were getting on her Facebook page.
Yeah, they just pissed her right the fuck off,
being assholes.
Yeah.
So she would chase night wanderers, and she was accompanied by a big black pig.
What was the pig's name?
I don't know why that would be scary. Like,
it was an angry pig.
Like of all, like, you see this headless woman dressed in white coming towards you, and the thing you're going to notice is that she has a black pig with her. Like,
and it was at nighttime.
Yeah, and it'd be like, for me, I'd be like, there's a headless, angry white woman dressed in white coming at me. I wouldn't be so much worried about the black pig.
Maybe the pig was aggressive.
Well, and we have to think, too, like, back then, things were very symbolic.
Here comes Miss Thing.
So, like, I know black animals, like black cats, black dogs. So maybe a black pig in Ireland or Scotland was, like, a bad omen.
I don't think I've ever seen a black pig.
There was also sometimes impish creatures that would appear as headless men on horses who would carry their heads. They were riding flame-eyed horses, and their appearance was a death omen to anyone who encountered them.
You think?
And then a group of hunters known as the Fairy Host might also haunt Samhain and kidnap people. Similar are, and I didn't say this right the first time through. Similar are the slaw or slow.
It's probably slog.
Slog, maybe. Who would come from the west.
Slog.
Yeah, Slaugh.
No clue.
But
I don't think it's slaw, like from Long John Silver.
Well, because Lunasa
Lugnasock
has that GH in it. You know, and you don't hear like Lunasa. You don't hear that in there.
How do we know it's pronounced Lunasa?
I know. But anyway, the Sluglachach would come from the west.
You're speaking Klingon.
Yeah, would come from the west to enter houses and steal souls.
Don't pick my shirt.
God damn it, Butters! Fucking cat. You know, and we've often talked about how, like, you know, naming something determines how they act.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, you wanted to have a cat named Butters off of Butters
from South
Park.
Just so we could be like, God damn it, Butters.
So now Butters is constantly doing things that makes you go, God damn it, Butters. So that just goes to show you. And then her tail is like 80 feet fucking long.
And she always has that stupid Butters look on her face like, well, gee, Mom.
Yeah. Anyway. I'm gonna butcher some more words now.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna talk about some of the myths of Samhain.
Sure.
One of the most popular Samhain stories told during the festival was that of the Second Battle of Mag Turid. Mag, M-A-G.
That could mean massive turd in another language.
Tuired.
I am familiar with that name.
That is the final conflict between the Celtic pantheon known as the Tuatha De Danann.
Which is like, it was, let's see, the Morrigan was there.
Yeah, the Dagda.
Wasn't Lou there?
Yeah.
The big cauldron.
Yeah.
The magical cauldron. Mm-hmm. And then the other bad guys had the death worms and shit.
Yeah, they were known as the Fomor. F-O-M-O-R.
And you know, the bad, quote unquote, bad guys had every right to be mad because
the Tuatha Dé fucking showed up in their ship.
Yeah, and they're like, we're staying. You give us your fucking land.
Yeah.
And the other guys are like, no, fuck you. Us and our death worms are going to fight you.
And then the Tuatha's like, well, we already burned our ships to show you that we're fucking staying.
Right? So no wonder there was a war.
Yeah.
But yet they're labeled the bad guys for defending their land.
Yeah. They're like, we're from the north.
We do what we want.
You should just automatically give us your land because we know better than everybody else because we're from the north.
I know there were more significant characters that came from the north in this story, but the ones I can remember specifically is the Morrigan.
But apparently that second battle... Yeah. That was a yawn. That second battle unfolded over the period of Samhain.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I think that's the battle where the Morrigan was like, I'm going to do some magic for this. And like big storms and shit.
Which one is the one who split up into like 3 witches?
The Morrigan.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Yep.
And like wreaked some havoc.
The Morrigan was like, if you don't fuck me, I'm going to ruin your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, how dare you not want to fuck me?
Yeah.
So you're going to die.
So it's me.
Yeah. You are the Morrigan. One of the most famous Samhain-related stories is The Adventures of Nera, in which the hero, Nera, encounters a corpse and fairies and enters into the other world.
What was it? Riddick.
The Underverse.
The Underverse.
Yeah.
We should start calling the other side the Underverse.
You know, I have to, like, of course, like, Vin Diesel's good looking. The soldier in that, really fucking good looking.
Like the king bad guy?
Well, no, the soldier. Like, the king...
Oh, Carl Urban?
Yeah.
He plays, like, Bones on the new...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's good looking. But, you know, I thought that the Underworld King was good looking, too. We like older, like, tired looking men.
I like guys that look like they've been working hard.
Yeah.
Like they need a nap.
Yeah. We like to look at a man and be like, he's got a fucking job.
Yeah.
Like, if you're too well put together, you know what bothers me? Like
Tell me.
This whole online dating thing, okay? So you'll see like profiles.
Motherfucker with one eye going straight.
No, well, that's bad. But I'm talking about like I won't even talk about the genetic defects that show up. But I'm talking like the 45-year-old men who are dressing like they're 25.
Yeah.
And like with that baseball cap on crooked and sideways and like the big gold chains and like they're wearing clothes from like Aeropostale and it's like...
My kids don't even wear clothes from Aeropostale.
That's what I'm like. That's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, you're full into your midlife crisis. Calm your tits.
Which he probably has.
Like, go put on some good old Levi's and a t-shirt and some work boots.
Well, it's like you're in West Virginia. Are you aware of that? And then you wonder why you get stared at.
Mm.
Go get some flannel.
Yeah.
Some work boots.
Yeah.
Get a baseball cap.
Grow yourself a little goatee or, a beard or something. I don't know. And then, like,
go get a real tree sticker. Put it on your vehicle.
Yeah.
You'll be good to go.
Like, I want to know if the zombie apocalypse comes, that you're going to be able to provide shelter for me and food.
I like a manly man. I don't want a guy that's girly or sissy-fied in any fucking way. I like men. I don't like men. You know what I mean? I know a lot of women that are attracted to the more... I don't want to say sensitive, because there's nothing wrong with a man having emotions.
No.
I don't know if I have a word for it. Like metrosexual, maybe?
Well, but...
I'm not attracted to that. I
like Jeffrey Zakarian, though.
What is happening in my... Oh.
She's playing in a bag or something.
She got a hold of a Walmart bag.
Jeffrey Zakarian would be considered metrosexual, and you think he's hot.
I don't think he's metrosexual. Why is he metrosexual?
Because he's always very well put together and, like, dressed nicely and, like, is he going to a business meeting? Or is he going to a backyard barbecue? You never know.
Look at your face. You look so retarded. I have never thought Vin Diesel was hot at all. Never.
Anyway.
I just don't.
We're going to talk about Samhain in the Middle Ages now.
It's like he has to talk slow. It's like he can't even talk fast. He's got to talk slow.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have a little bit of a lisp or something?
For someone who never really liked him, you sure paid a lot of fucking close attention to him.
Because I worked with a girl that was just so in love with his ass. Maybe I don't like him because he, like, shaves off everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
He is very, like, bald.
Men are supposed to have, like, hair on their arms and stuff. I don't mind the nether yaya region
being shaved.
That's fan-fucking-tastic.
You're like, I want you to have gorilla arms and legs, but that ball sack better be like a fucking hairless mole.
Ew! Jesus God! A hairless mole?
Yeah, like a hairless mole rat.
That's disgusting.
Okay. The Middle Ages. As the Middle Ages progressed, so did the celebrations of the fire festivals. Bonfires known as... Oh my God.
Bonfires known as bonfires?
No. S-A-M...
Yeah.
G-H...
Yeah.
N-A-G... A-N-S.
Sure. Let's call them bonfires.
Because the last half of it's like shenanigans, like nanigans.
Salnanigans.
Samahonigans? I don't know.
Salnanigans.
Yeah. Which were more personal Samhain fires near the farms became a tradition, but supposedly to protect families from fairies and witches. So they went from having like they had like the great big community bonfire and everybody had to fucking go to it.
With Sparky the Wheel.
Yeah. To like, okay, now in the Middle Ages we're going to have more like just toward your individual groups. So not everyone has to come to the center.
Because we don't all want your fucking disease.
Yeah, like keep your dysentery in your own family, thanks. They would carve turnips. And they called them jack-o'-lanterns. So they wasn't originally pumpkins. It was turnips.
Sure.
They would attach them by strings to sticks, and they would embed a hot coal into them so that they, would glow. Later, Irish tradition switched it to pumpkins. So what we see is the jack-o'-lantern today in a pumpkin originally started with a turnip on a string. On a stick.
On a steak.
On a steak. In Wales, men tossed burning wood at each other. What? In violent games and set off fireworks. In northern England, men parried with noisemakers. I just keep seeing these Scottish men naked, they're bare chested with their kilts on,
just slapping each other with turnips.
Just throwing flaming sticks at each other. Then there's also the dumb supper. The tradition of a dumb supper began during this time, in which food
Isn't that where they switched places?
No. In which food was consumed by celebrants, but only after inviting ancestors to join in, giving the families a chance to interact with spirits until they left following dinner. Children would play games to entertain the dead, while the adults would update the dead on the past year's news. That night, doors and windows might be left open for the dead to come in and eat cakes that had been left for them. So a dumb supper is basically you set either one plate or an entire table for your ancestors, and you call them in to come and feast with you. And you would leave those seats open for your ancestors. There's some variations on the dumb suppers. Some of them start with dessert and then work their way back.
That's my kind of supper.
Yeah. There's some of them are done completely in silent. This one talked about like updating the dead on like what's happened within the year or whatever. So there's different variations on the dumb supper. I would suggest you that you go and research dumb suppers and see. And sometimes they'll even have like big community dumb suppers for you to, like they do here in West Virginia. But anyway.
In Burgoo?
No, not Burgoo. Fuck no. That's too fucking pagany for Burgoo, man. The fucking church come after you.
I'm over here grinning because my buddy Runita got married today.
Oh.
Her husband died like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden today she's like, I got married. We're all like, wait, what?
Yeah, like, wait a minute.
When did this happen?
Christian Samhain.
Oh, God.
As Christianity gained a foothold in pagan communities.
A foothold?
A foothold. I said hold.
You said hold.
I said hold.
I think whole applies better.
Yeah, well, yeah. As Christianity gained a foothold in pagan communities, church leaders attempted to reframe I don't even know what was trying to come out of my mouth that time. Reframe Samhain as a Christian celebration. The first attempt was by Pope Boniface.
Boniface?
Boniface. Boniface.
That is so not accurate.
In the 5th century. He moved the celebration to May 13th and specified it as a day celebrating saints and martyrs. The fire festivals of October and November, however, did not end with this decree. In the 9th century, Pope Gregory moved the celebration back to the time of the fire festivals, but declared it All Saints' Day on November 1st. All Saints' Day would follow on November 2nd.
Sure.
So now we're going to talk about Halloween. So neither new holiday did away with the pagan aspect of the celebration. October 31st became known as All Hallows' Eve, or Halloween. It contained much of the traditional pagan practices before being adopted in 19th century America through Irish immigrants bringing their traditions across the ocean. So we have the Irish to thank for Halloween in America.
Yeah, and if you ever look at those old photos from a long time ago,
my God.
their Halloween costumes were creepy as hell.
They were. Like, you fucking make some of those masks today.
Yeah.
It reminds me of The Purge. You ever watch The Purge?
No.
The mask that those fucking people wore. It's just, you know what The Purge is?
I know what it is, but I'm not going to watch it.
Oh my God, it's horrible.
Don't watch it. I can't do scary movies.
Trick-or-treating is said to have been derived from ancient Scottish and Irish practices in the lights. What the fuck?
I'm not helping. I'm just staring at you. That's not helping.
In the nights leading up to Samhain, in Ireland, mumming was the practice of putting on costumes, going to door, and singing songs to the dead. Cakes were given as payment. Halloween pranks also have a tradition in Samhain, though in the ancient celebration, tricks were typically blamed on fairies.
Of course.
So they're saying that like the tricks have always been happening, but like back in the olden times, the kids got away with it because the people were like, "Plus, with them fucking fairies."
The olden times.
Yeah, the olden times. So now we're going to talk about Wicca and Samhain. This is where people get their panties in a bunch.
Do we have to talk about it?
We do. It's very short.
I'm just so tired of the whole organized religion everything.
Yeah.
Because that's where all the butthurt always comes from.
Yeah. Basically, what happens with any organized religion is that, like, the people slowly start to think and feel...
They're like, conform!
Yeah, that their way is the only way, and anyone who's not doing exactly as they say is wrong.
Yeah.
And that's not accurate. Like, we say people are wrong all the time, but we're like, you're free to be wrong, and you're free to do whatever you want to do.
Wow. Wow.
No, we're more of a just live and let live.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you how to do what to do. Like, you do whatever you want to do.
I'd like to see some pagan throw a fit over me being all about Christmas.
Yeah.
You talk about me having an epic explosion.
I hate Christmas.
I know. I like it enough for both of us, so it makes sense.
You really do. You just ordered a Christmas knick-knack fucking thing from Avon. And you're like, as soon as it gets here, I'm putting it out.
I ordered 3 different light-up Christmas decoration thingies.
What are you going to do with them?
I'm going to set them out.
Like, all together or throughout the home?
Probably in my special den. My room.
Your special den?
It's my special room. Am I ever in the living room?
My special den.
The only time I'm
It makes it sound like you have more than one den. And one of them is your special one.
The only time I go in the living room is to stick my head in there and be like, hey, food's ready.
Yeah.
And then I'll leave.
I still say that we get some studs and some sheetrock, and we close off the dining room, put a door right there at the kitchen.
Yeah.
And let me move in.
I think I should take over the big living room.
Yeah.
And give him the den. Because everybody's always in my fucking den.
Well, you'll freeze to death in there, though.
Oh, no.
Because that great big window.
I got my little fireplace thingy in there.
Oh, speaking of fireplaces, I left mine running yesterday.
Yeah, you were traumatized.
It scared me.
But it was okay.
I thought I was going to come back to, like, poor Nyota.
She's on the phone with me. She's like, when my house burns down, you know I'm going to have to live with you, right?
Yeah. You're like, yeah.
It's like I'm aware.
I kept, like, all day I kept thinking, like, the cats could probably get away. Like, as soon as, like, the fire burned a hole through the wall enough, like, they could get out. And then, like, I thought, like, my poor dog, she's in that crate.
Your house is not going to burn down from that thing.
She's going to burn to death in that crate, and she can't even get free.
You are a morbid, disturbed individual.
Like, it just scared me to death.
Somebody would have called the fucking fire department. And Bradley fire department, those people in that fire department, they're like, fire department is life.
I do live close to the fire department.
You do! Like you think, like, if a fire were to ever happen, that, like, there's no hope whatsoever. And you're not in a mobile home. You're in a legit house.
Yeah, I know.
So it's not going to burn up stupid
The
fast.
only thing about the fire department where I live is it's, like, right by the train tracks.
Oh.
And I'm on one side of the tracks, and they're on the other side.
Bradley could be at your house really quick if they came up the back road that I take.
Yeah.
They'd be there stupid fast. And I know the guy that's the chief at Bradley.
Like, if the fire department where I live, if there was a train, they would have to go all the way up through town and circle back around.
I just remembered who the fire chief is in your town.
Yeah.
I hate that motherfucker.
I know you do. Every time you see him, you go into a, like, rant.
I hate him.
And I'm like, what would you do if I started dating him? And you're like, I would kill him before I would let you date him.
Yeah. He looks like one of those fucking troll thingies.
He's not tall enough.
He's just an...
Anyway.
I can't come up with an insult that appropriately describes him.
Yeah.
I hate him. Like, hate isn't even a strong enough word. If he were on the side of the road, injured, no one else was around, and I was the difference between him living and dying, I would just stand there with my foot on him until he was dead, and then I'd leave. Like, I'd stay there to wait, watch him die, make sure he was completely dead, like, not fresh dead, where they could shock him and bring him back. I'm talking dead. Then
So if he was on fire, you wouldn't piss on him to put him out?
Nope. I'd be like, oh, does it hurt?
Yeah.
Let me call your mom. I hate him.
You'd be like getting a bag of marshmallows.
I hate him so much.
So, Wicca and Samhain. A broad revival of Samhain, resembling its traditional pagan form, began in the 1980s with the growing popularity of Wicca. Wicca's celebration of Samhain takes on many forms, from the traditional fire ceremonies to celebrations that embrace many aspects of modern Halloween. It's good. Oh, modern Halloween.
Did you say Halloween?
Oh no. As well as activities related to honoring nature or ancestors. Wiccans look at Samhain as the passing of the year and incorporate common Wiccan traditions into the celebration. In the Druid tradition, Samhain celebrates the dead with a festival on October 31st and usually features a bonfire and communion with the dead. American pagans often hold music and dance celebrations called witches' balls in proximity to Samhain.
I'd like to see some witches' balls.
Now you better watch. Your husband would be like, you can't see anybody's balls but these big old Catholic balls.
Catholic balls?
Because he's Catholic. It's like, let me put this Jesus sack on you.
Ew, God! Ew!
Jesus sack!
Ew!
It's naked like a mole rat!
You're nasty.
That's great.
I'm over here, like, all pure and shit.
Oh, whatever.
You're just nasty.
You're as pure as some dog piss on snow. So fucking pure you are.
I never have impure thoughts.
Whatever. Oh, let me just bend over in front of my chiropractor.
I didn't do that.
You thought about it.
That was, you told me to do. You're like,
but you still thought about it.
You were like, hey, when you're in there, you need to drop something.
Yeah.
And what was it called? The Pop and Lock? I don't know what it was called.
It's off that, the movie
Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde.
She's like, when you go in there, you need to, like, let your glasses fall off your face.
Yep.
And just bend straight over to pick him up off the floor.
Mm-hmm. With your butt in his crotch.
No.
Yeah. Mrs. Why aren't you naming your vibrator? Mine is a stallion.
You do need to name yours.
No.
Why not?
Because it is an anatomic object.
But it is close to you.
No, it's not.
It goes inside your body.
That doesn't mean I'm close to it. It's not like I pull it out of its bag and I'm like rubbing on it like, oh, hi there, little vibrator. How are you this evening?
You can't tell me you aren't happy to see it.
Turn it on like, ooh.
You can't tell me you aren't happy to see it.
Well, I'll use it and then I clean it and I put it away. Like I'm done.
You appreciate it.
I do, but that doesn't mean I name it.
You should name it.
I don't even name my car.
You haven't named your car?
No, your daughter named it.
What's it?
What's the princess from Star Wars?
Are you kidding me right now? You just lost friendship points.
Is it Leia? Is it Leia?
Yes.
She named it Princess Leia.
My car is Vader.
And that's why mine is called Leia. Because mine is white and yours is black.
And I even have that Star Wars visor thing.
Yeah. I have a Nightmare Before Christmas visor that you bought me.
Yes.
Okay.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
So now we're going to talk a little bit about Celtic Reconstructionists.
No, I don't think we should.
We are.
I have to pee.
I do too, and this is the last bit, and then we can close up.
Do you want to pause it and we can pee? I really gotta pee.
The last time we paused it.
Look, there's actually a pause button right now.
Okay.
Let me do it. My finger's smaller. You grab your titty.
Okay.
Hey, I gotta say, while I was in the bathroom, I looked in the mirror. Before we started our podcast today, I looked pretty fucking cute.
You did.
And now I look in the mirror, I got makeup running down my face. My hair is all fucked up. Like, I don't know what's happening.
So basically you look like a whore at the end of the night.
Yes!
Yeah.
I do. I'm getting hoarse.
Like a profitable night.
Yeah, like you can see the wrinkles under my eyes showing up. God!
And like your hair was like all like...
My hair was fabulous.
and yeah.
This is sad.
Yep.
This is what I do for you.
I have nothing. Because you would look like this whether I was here or not.
Prove it!
So now we'll finish up by talking about Celtic Reconstructionists.
You can talk about Celtic Reconstruction.
You are in some... I was in the mood last night.
Oh, last night was funny. I'm like, stop!
And I'm like, fuck you! That's what happens when I'm tired.
Yeah.
And then I load it up on Long John Silver's.
Every time you let yourself splurge, you're like, I'm going to splurge in every area of my life.
Yeah. And I tell you, I paid for that Long John Silver's all night long.
Were you sick?
I was thirsty. Because of, like, all the salt.
Were you a thirsty bitch?
I was. I don't know. I drank at least a gallon of water last night. Like, I kept waking up, and I had, like, nasty mouth. Like, it was gross. And, like, I brushed my teeth. Like, of course, like, I brush my teeth before I go to bed. And, so I brushed my teeth, went to bed.
For 2 minutes.
Yeah. I woke up just thirsty, and my mouth was so disgusting. So I went and I was like, okay, I'll get something to drink. It was still disgusting. So then I was like, I'm going to, like, swish some mouthwash. Maybe it'll go away. So did that, went to bed. Woke up again, and literally I woke up at least every hour and a half last night. Just thirsty. And my mouth was gross again. It was horrible.
I love Long John Silver's, man.
Oh, I love it. It's delicious. But it's just like...
You know what else I like? Taco Bell.
Oh, yeah. We like queso.
I like Chinese buffets.
Oh, me too. We just like all the food. I forget the name of it. And I had never had it before. And Travis ordered it and I tried it. And it was delicious.
Was it like Jehovah chicken or something?
No. It's a pepper. And it's stuffed with cheese.
I know how to make those.
And it's not a hot pepper.
That's how, remember I made Mikey those stuffed peppers that time?
Yeah. It's not like a jalapeno or what, like, it's not a hot pepper. It's like a poblano pepper, I think is that how you say it? How do you say it? But it's stuffed with cheese.
They're poppers.
And no, they're big. They're like as big as my hand. And you put cheese in it.
Well, now I can't eat it just because he likes it. He's ruined it.
Ruined. Anyway.
Fucker.
Reconstructionists. Pagans who embrace Celtic traditions with the intent of reintroducing them faithfully into into modern paganism are called Celtic Reconstructionists. In this tradition, Samhain is called... Oh my God.
Really?
Samhain is called O-I-C-H-E. Oichi? Ochi?
Wait. O?
O-I-C-H-E.
Okay.
Second word.
M-H?
Huh?
M-H?
No.
E-I-T-H?
No.
C-H-I-U-N?
No!
Oichi? Nakota?
No!
Mori?
Stop! Off! Second word. S-H-A-M-N-H-N-A.
Damn. There's a poem.
Yeah.
There's a story.
So Samhain is called whatever that fucking word is. Ouchie. Ochi. Samhain Hamana. And celebrates the mating between Tuatha De Danann gods Dagda and River Unis. Celtic Reconstructionists celebrate by placing juniper decorations around their homes and creating an altar for the dead where a feast is held in honor of deceased loved ones. So basically the Reconstructionists are like, okay, we're going to look at how the ancient Celtic people would have celebrated these goddesses and gods.
Hold up!
Okay.
Don't say anything.
Hi, this is Siobhan from Bite Size Irish Gaelic, and here is how to say Happy Halloween in Irish. Ihe, hauna, chuna, riv. Iha hauna honna hui.
So that oichi is iha,
Honna.
and the shamna is hauna. So iha, hauna.
Iha hauna.
Yeah.
Iha hauna. What the fuck? Oh, so basically
We had that wrong.
Yeah. And that's what I hate about Celtic.
I'm going to look up Samhain pronunciation.
But basically the Reconstructionists, they're wanting to kind of get away from like how pagans have been, you know, what?
Samhain.
Well, yeah. Ow. Damn it, Butters. But so they're wanting to kind of get back to the actual ways that the Celtic people would have celebrated, you know, not only Samhain, but other festivals as well.
Sure.
And I'm kind of worried about that because there's a lot of sacrificing going on back then. So I don't know how they're going to reconstruct that. Maybe they'll just do it like with idols instead of actual. Kind of like on Lunasa when I made the man out of the crescent roll dough with the penis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was uncomfortably anatomically correct.
It was great though.
Like it had balls and everything.
Well, yeah, you can't like make Lou not have a ball sack. And what's funny is like I made the penis and the balls look proportionate to the body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ate his horns.
Yeah. I ate the penis.
Yeah, I wouldn't go near the penis. I'm like, no, I will not eat the penis bread.
Yeah.
Which dog farted? It's disgusting.
Your daughter went for the sun because I remember we had leftover dough, so I was like, I'll make a sun.
Yeah, she wouldn't even eat a part of the body.
Yeah, she's like, no, I will eat the sun. We're like, go for it. Anyway.
Was that the night we had like the war paint on our faces?
Yeah, that was fun. It was really fun.
That was fan-fucking-tastic!
Yeah, and see, like, and that's another thing we're talking about. Like, we talked here about like how people, you know, practice and celebrate Samhain. We don't celebrate Samhain the way that even other pagans celebrate it.
No.
You know, if we do a ritual, I mean, sometimes we don't even do a ritual. But usually it involves gifts for your daughter. Depending on how much money we have, sometimes we even give gifts to each other.
Yeah.
We might fix something that we really like to eat.
We will use any excuse
to eat. Yeah.
We love food.
Yeah. You'll buy Halloween candy, but not pass it out.
I know.
And then we'll just sit there and eat it.
I'm already hungry again. And you watched me eat all that potato soup and cornbread. And
yeah. And then like your mouth cake. I mean your...
my mouth cake?
Your pineapple upside down cake.
Yeah. And then I did the tongue tattoo.
Because you sucked all the cherries before you put them in the cake.
I did.
Your poor family.
Hey, if I had to stand in there and make that fucking cake, I get to suck the cherries.
Because it's maraschino cherries.
Yeah.
So she'd pull it out of the jar, suck it, and then stick it in the cake.
I did. Anybody who's ever eaten my pineapple upside down cake has had a sucked on cherry.
I have had your pineapple upside down cake. Never again.
Like, what am I supposed to do?
You just put it on the cake! You put it in between the pineapple rings.
Hey, I'm sure there's people out there that would love to eat a cherry that I sucked on. Your face. Somewhere in the universe, someone would want that cherry.
You're making them eat it. Like, you're like anyone who ever wants any pineapple upside down cake. I promise you now, listeners, if you ever go to an event and a pineapple upside down cake is what we are bringing, I will make it. And I will not suck on your cherries.
I will.
Beforehand.
Like, I could show up to your house and bring the cherries, and you still wouldn't trust them.
Only if it was sealed and the jar popped when I opened it. If the jar has been previously opened, no.
You ruined my fun.
Why don't you just drink the juice off of him?
Ew.
That's ew.
That's just too much. That's overkill.
Sucking the juice off of everyone else's cherry.
So those cherries were nice and fat too.
Oh, God. Ugh.
Like, I didn't shove it all the way in my mouth. It was on a fork. And I'm just going...
Wow. I just don't know. I did not... Do you pre-lick any other food you make?
No.
Good.
I'm trying to think. Maybe. I don't know.
What about your sopapilla?
Oh, well, you know, that...
Do you lick your fingers as you're...
I lick the spoon.
Before, during, or after?
All.
Before's kind of weird because there wouldn't be anything on it.
I tell you what.
Before you're like pre-licking the spoon before you put it in there.
I want to make sure the filling sticks to it.
Yeah.
That sopapilla, oh my God.
It is good.
That filling is so good that the whole time I'm making it, I'm just standing there licking spoonfuls of it.
I think I've been here before, and I looked in the kitchen, and you're standing in like the refrigerator door open, holding the sopapilla pan in one hand and a fork in the other, and just eating straight out of the pan.
I have a food problem.
That's how much you like sopapilla.
I should weigh 1,500 pounds.
It's all the goddamn walking you do.
I'm always hopping around and.
Jesus, you're like a goddamn rabbit.
What is that?
That's you.
You earlier in the last podcast, you were reading and you didn't even see it. I was in front of you doing these dances.
I know, I saw.
And I was doing jazz hands.
I was ignoring.
And then finally I went like this. It was like, I call it the Richard Simmons.
Yeah. I was ignoring.
It's like sparkle.
Our friendship is a lot of us ignoring each other.
Like even at the last little metaphysical fair we were at, I remember I just started like kind of hopping around all over the place.
Yeah.
You didn't even say a word, and everybody else is looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
And I'm like, just let her do what she's going to do.
And you're just thinking, if they were to ask you, you'd just be like, hey, it's guilt.
Yeah.
It's food guilt.
She had some Chick-fil-A. She has the chicken of Christ within her.
I had God's chicken.
God's chicken.
I did.
Oh, God's chicken. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that it was happening on a Saturday because they're closed on Sundays.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, guys, like I said, the next podcast will be about the different types of witches, and then I want to do some research on like ghosts and ghost hunting, and so stay tuned, and we'll figure out like what all we're going to do for the month of October.
You're taking this dog with you when you go.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No.
I think you should.
No.
It'd be a good friendship thing.
No.
She'd go.
No. You can find us on the internet at featherandbone.net. There you have access to our Facebook group, our store if you want a tarot reading.
Is that a carrot?
What the fuck? I had carrots in my salad.
Eat the carrot.
You can buy some Avon if you want some Avon. That's on there.
Nobody's gonna buy. I can't believe you didn't take that off there yet.
You didn't tell me to take the Avon off.
Oh.
You told me to take the other off. I did that.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Listen, guys, if you want the best perfume ever, it's the Prima Noir. It's fucking delicious.
Everywhere you go, people are like,
Yeah.
oh, God.
Yeah. The Velvet's good, too. The Velvet smells nice. But that Prima Noir really gets attention.
A lot. My mom gets a lot of compliments on it.
Yeah.
I smell good in that Timeless.
Yeah. And your Chantilly lace.
Chantilly.
Isn't that a song?
Chantilly
Lace had a pretty face. Oh, did I tell you about the woman singing Elvis? Oh, that was great. I work with old people. And I went to go visit her. And she's just this old lady. And like her grandkids had got her a karaoke machine.
Yeah.
She fucking loves it, man. She turns that karaoke machine on. And she was singing Elvis for us. And she was like shaking her shoulders. And I was just like, all right. Anyway. All right, guys. We're going to close up. Remember, just go to the website, featherandbone.net. Remember, it's magic, motherfuckers.